2024 CAA football weekly media conference. We should have Coach Gibbs here in just a second. Before we go to him, though, just a quick look at the CAA Football Players of the Week, which were announced just about 30 minutes ago. Offensive Player of the Week honors went to Stony Brook graduate quarterback Chris Zealous. Zealous accumulated 313 yards of offense and 4 touchdowns in Stony Brook's 41-18 win over Fordham. The grad student completed 21 of 28 passes for a career-high 260 yards and 3 touchdowns and added 53 yards and a touchdown on the ground. CAA Football Defensive Player of the Week to Moses Muse, the sophomore linebacker from Rhode Island. Muse led a dominant effort from Rhode Island's defense with a team-high 7 tackles and a sack. 5 of the 7 stops were on plays of 3 yards or less, and he recorded one of the 5 second-half sacks for the Rams as they moved to 3-0. Cove Special Teams Players of the Week. The first, North Carolina A&T graduate kicker Andrew Brown. Brown played a big role in A&T's 33-30 double overtime win against Hampton. He executed a perfect onside kick that A&T recovered and then made the game-tying 37-yard field goal with 19 seconds to go. He also hit a 49-yard field goal in the game and was 3 for 3 on extra points. The other Special Teams Player of the Week was Elon punter Jeff Yerk. Yerk set a program record, averaging 55.2 yards on 6 punts in the win over Western Carolina. 5 of his 6 punts went over 50 yards, including a career-long 74-yarder. And finally, the Rookie of the Week, Elon's quarterback Landon Clark. Clark accounted for 377 yards of offense and 4 touchdowns in Elon's win at Western Carolina. Passed for 305 yards and 2 touchdowns and added a team-high 72 yards and 2 more touchdowns on the ground. So those are the CAA Football Weekly Award winners for Week 4 of the season. We're now joined on the call by North Carolina A&T head coach Shawn Gibbs. I know Coach Gibbs is having some problems with his video, but hopefully you can hear us. Can you hear me, Coach?
Yeah, I can hear you, Rob. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. First of all, congratulations to you and your guys. What an exciting victory, 33-30 in double overtime over Hampton. Your first win to A&T in the program's first CAA win ever. Just talk about what it meant to you and what your locker room was like after the game.
Oh, man, it was a great feeling, to get our first win. It was our first home game. My first win as the head coach at North Carolina A&T, and, of course, our first win in the CAA conference. So it was a lot of things going on. It was a great game. Hats off to Hampton because they competed their butts off as well. And fortunately, we were able to come out on the winner's end of that thing. And locker room was, as you can imagine, it was very lively. It was fun.
You're down 10 points with under a minute to go. What was the feeling on the sideline? And was there ever any question in your mind, or have you ever been part of a comeback quite that dramatic?
No, I've never been a part of a comeback, and in that short of a time. But what was going through my mind is the same thing that's going through my mind in any game. Just keep playing and control what you can control. That's your effort and your attitude, and there's always a chance if you believe that. And fortunately, we were able to make some plays and got the ball to bounce our way, and then when it did, we were able to close it out. So it's just a blessing.
We're here with North Carolina A&T head coach Shawn Gibbs. If you have questions for him, just use the chat feature or the raise your hand icon. We'll get those questions into him. Coach, let's talk about your quarterback situation. We talked about it last week where you had 3 quarterbacks hurt at UCF. You had 2 in the preseason. So your quarterback 6 and 7. Nelson Lane gets the start for you, but I know got banged up in that game. So you turned to Noah Sanders. And he's able to come through, throws that big 41-yard touchdown pass to Jamison Warren late, and then it kind of sets you up for the onside kick. Talk about the quarterback situation, the guys that were able to perform for you, and then kind of where do you go from here?
Yeah, well, I was super proud of both of those guys, Nelson and Noah, this week. To be kind of thrown in the fire with limited reps. I don't know too many teams in the country that are really preparing their 6th and 7th guy for game time action. But, I try to look at everything as a blessing. And, we've got 6 quarterbacks that have played meaningful snaps now. We'll be getting guys back here in the next couple of weeks. So, that's going to be very helpful in the future. But, Nelson came in, started the game off and did a pretty good job of managing the game. I was proud because I didn't see any nerves at all in him. He was ready to go and he was focused. But what's been our luck this year, he gets in and he gets hurt. So now we got to turn to Noah, and Noah came in, and I think initially I was kind of holding him back a little bit, not wanting to turn the football over. But when it came down to crunch time and we had to go, and Noah had to throw the ball, he delivered. So super proud of the way he responded. Hats off to our offensive coordinator and quarterback coach Greg McGee on, the ability to get 7 guys ready to play this year. I think
That's
that's a testament to his coaching ability and the way these guys have focused. And it's also, I think, a good sign of the room that we have, the quarterback room. All these guys helping each other. No, there's no hate.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about. How challenging has it been for you and your coaching staff with trying to get all these guys ready, already trying to learn a new system? How challenging has that been?
It's been very challenging, but the work's got to be done. It is what it is. It takes what it takes. So we've put in the time, and our players have put in the time, and I think they've done a pretty good job, relatively speaking, uh, with the hand that they've been dealt. So I'm proud of them. I couldn't be prouder of them than I am, and now we got another tremendous challenger in front of us this week with our rival, North Carolina Central.
Before we get to the Central game, I want to talk about a couple other guys. First of all, Wesley Graves, 87 yards in the game, especially down the stretch for you in the overtime. You rode him. He's certainly a big back and seemed to be able to have his way with the Hampton defense, especially in the 2 overtime periods.
Yeah, I tell Wesley all the time, the thing you got to keep in mind, Wes, is that people are going to get tired of tackling you. And it ain't fun in the first quarter, but they not going to want to do it in the fourth quarter or overtime. So you just keep running with the intensity and passion that you do, and you're going to make some plays for us. And I told him at halftime he was going to have to win the game for us. And he did. He and the offensive line put us on their back in the overtime period, and we were able to run the ball like we wanted to and close out the game.
And then just quickly on your defense, a really nice night from Tim Alderman, among others. 7 tackles, a couple for loss, had a sack, heard the quarterback a couple other times. Just talk about his performance.
Yeah, Tim's a good football player. He came up with us from Austin P. And so he's a guy that plays with a chip on his shoulder. He's fundamentally sound and plays with effort. He's been a good leader for us. He's a team captain. So I'm extremely proud of Tim and the man that he is. He's already got his degree, and now he's playing football at a high level. So I'm proud of him.
As you touched on, another big one this week, another big rivalry game against North Carolina Central, a rivalry that you've worked at both places and are very familiar with. What makes it such a great rivalry?
Well, I think it's like every other rivalry. It's a lot of people that have family and friends on both sides, North Carolina A&T and North Carolina Central, and it's a heated rival, and everybody wants bragging rights for 365 days, and there's some extra motivation for this game. Coach Oliver and I were teammates at North Carolina Central, and I've got quite a few guys on my staff, Coach Harbor and Coach Cord, and our director of football ops, Derek Holt. All of us went to North Carolina Central, so Coach McCray just coached over there. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. But all of that stuff doesn't matter. It's about the two teams on the field on Saturday at 4 o'clock, and that's what we're trying to do is get our team prepared to play with composure and the effort that's going to be required to win this game.
As you started to take a little bit of look at them, what are some of the challenge? What are the biggest challenges they present for your team?
Oh man, they're a good football team. Coach Oliver is a great coach. They're well coached on both sides of the football. I think Coach Leone, their offensive coordinator, does a really good job. He's been doing a good job for a minute. The defensive coordinator, Jesse Thompson, he does a good job too. He's got those guys over there playing hard. They got a quarterback in Walker Harris that's extremely accurate. Been playing football, got a little bit of experience. Good leader. Their running back Chris Mosley is explosive. They got a good receiving core led by Chance Peterson. And on defense, like I said, they play hard. Number 54, I think Max Urin, and number 10, Thomas Johnson. He can get after the quarterback. So, and they're sound in the kicking game. So this is a championship type football team. You know, and we're gonna have to play good and play with a lot of effort and execute on Saturday to come out victorious.
How much momentum do you feel like Saturday night's win gives you going into this one?
Well, I think it does give us, some belief that we can win. We know we're capable of winning. To win a CAA game is important, and to beat one of our rivals, Hampton, and that gives us some momentum. And but the good thing about it, playing a game like this, there's no hangover from the game. Sometimes when you win a game like that, it's hard to get the team motivated to go out and play the next week. But this week, it's not the case. We had a big win, a historic win for our program, but here comes North Carolina Central rolling into town. So we have no time to really reflect on that. It's time to go back to work. We're playing our biggest rival. And hopefully, these guys, well, it's not hopefully, we're going to be prepared. They embarrassed us last year. They put 66 points on us. So we're excited about this game and can't wait.
All right, Coach.